Ahoy hoy, Patreon arenos. This is the Talking Simpsons Patreon special Season 3 wrap-up episode. I'm your host, Bob Mackey. We all know who's here today. Let's just say our names.
Chris Antista. I don't have to do the silly voice of the news thing.
No.
Henry Gilbert, Season 3 lover.
And most of this will be news to me. I'm kind of in the dark on what this episode will be about, but Chris and Henry planned a lot of things out that will possibly surprise me or delight me.
We did one before for Season 2.
Yes, that was great.
And
I still love that one.
We'll never be able to do something that amazing.
Well, The Simpsons was never hotter than that year, period.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Yeah. We had a ton of Simpsons Mania to reflect on, and then in this one, it's kind of a come down from Simpsons Mania a little bit. Not that The Simpsons weren't as hot as ever from fall of 1991 to summer of 1992.
Now, it's kind of becoming an institution, less a fad, and more of like, oh, this is just the thing we watch every Sunday.
And we
every
have
Thursday. Sorry,
we have a couple of fun sounds and things like that to show you.
Cool.
And I have something that will. Like, I have a feeling will blow your fucking mind.
I'm hoping
you've never seen.
Okay.
But
I think.
I wanted to dig into a couple facts about this season.
And I will put some of this, as much as this that I can on YouTube, and then include that in Patreon.
Oh, cool.
And our Facebook, because I did find something that I cannot believe I've never seen.
Oh, I'm excited now.
The highest rated episode this season, we talked about it on that episode, was Homer at the Bat. It was the first run episode of The Simpsons to ever get higher ratings than a first run episode of Cosby.
Thank you, Eric Nagel, for joining us for that episode.
Yeah, it was maybe one of our top listen to ones.
Have to imagine.
I have the actual share for that episode in front of me if you want to hear it. 24.6.
24.6 million people.
Jesus Christ.
Watched that episode, which was like not even in the top 10 views of that time.
It was like number 30.
People watched television 25 years ago.
Yes.
They don't watch it now.
That is no longer true.
I mean, you saw that executive yell at the millennials about the Olympics.
Why aren't you watching broadcast TV?
Yeah, but why aren't you on the internet, or why? I don't know. Like, it's a very weird thing to tell about.
And also,
we have banned all GIFs.
Well, it's also not
that
live.
they did ban GIFs, didn't they?
Yes.
They shut down accounts for it. Though that also happened this last week with wrestling. Like, one of my favorite wrestling accounts shared GIFs from a then live WWE show, and WWE shut them down. Oh, really? They got to restart, but they've been told, like, no more GIFs of live shows.
This will date the podcast, but all of the Olympics I watched was people tweeting videos of them taping their TVs with their phones and then uploading that. So.
I bought a digital antenna. I was actually watching. It was kind of exciting.
But, man, now I'm kicking myself for not mentioning that the Olympics just happened when there is an Olympics reference in the final episode of Season 3.
Oh, yeah.
The Living Room Olympics, right around when the 92 Olympics were happening. But the other thing I wanted to mention up at the top was the Season 3 DVDs. Not great DVDs. They at least gave you the play all function.
Yes, that's
true.
That you didn't get in Seasons 1 and 2. But you had to watch that couch thing every time. And then meanwhile, the other menus are just yellow text on a black background.
Was this like hit play? Commentary on or off? Like, there's no other DVD in the universe that would default to commentary on.
Yeah. Well, in the commentary, so the extras are still above and beyond what any other DVD was then. And there's commentaries on every episode, including like extra commentaries on some, like secret fifth audio thing commentary.
There's one for Stark Raving Dad, at least.
It's Stark Raving Dad and Lisa's Pony.
Okay.
Both have Mike Reese solo.
I have a note that I meant to, Chris, look into Simpsons Season 3 DVD Easter eggs.
But the rest of the DVD are kind of weak. Like, well, I never looked at it until Bob's super popular tweet about it.
Still my most popular tweet ever.
Well, Bob, what am I talking about?
I'm talking about how I looked at the I think it was it Bart the Lover, or was it
No, it was Black Widower.
Black Widower, right? Yeah, there was they include some for some episodes they have storyboards for them, and throughout those storyboards you can see Matt Groening's actual handwritten notes on every page, and a lot of them were like about like, let's not make this racist, let's not make this homophobic. He was very very liberal minded guy.
Draw these Japanese people better.
Exactly. Like, in a very woke 2016 way in 1991.
91, yeah. No, I mean, Groening was a big old lefty all the time, and it did give me more appreciation for Matt Groening's input into the show, because I looked over some too.
You don't know what it is nowadays, because he doesn't have many writing credits at all.
But when I looked, those don't get him writing credits either, giving notes on storyboards. But when I went over the storyboards, his noted storyboards for Homer Defined, Like, he had so many notes of, like, no, Milhouse should hold it with 2 hands, or this should be framed with Bart here. It was all these things that you just thought were cool in the show that happened because the Groening had
amazingly
a
well
note
thought out.
that said,
Yeah.
do this instead.
Incredibly granular notes about just like things you maybe wouldn't notice unless you saw him point them out.
So those are good little extras.
As another milestone for the show, is this the biggest season of The Simpsons ever?
It's
24 episodes compared to the usual 22,
24.
and what separates it from other seasons that have 24 episodes, there is no clip show.
That's right.
There's no best of.
I believe with a clip show in it, season 6 got to 26.
Yes.
I believe there's a 26.
Oh, okay.
But
Is
it
that
was
the one with like Mike Reese and Al Jean like doing pitch hitting for some
yeah,
episodes?
it was. Yeah, it was when the Critic team did 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
Critic crossover one and Bleeding Gums Murphy's Death. Bleeding Gums Murphy's Death. But the
25 in season 7 or 8. Fuck me, I'm wrong.
But the other extras on it, there were no deleted scenes because they did not save them, apparently.
Exactly.
The only deleted scene they had was in the form of a Colonel Homer commercial for that episode that had a scene that wasn't in it.
There's a deleted scene apparently hidden on the DVD.
Oh,
actually,
really? Did not
okay.
dig for that. And then the
see if I
other,
can
the
find
only
it.
other good stuff in it I found digging around was
A Radio Bart 2-minute deleted scene from Radio Bart's hidden. If you press right twice, left twice, then
Oh
up
my
3
God.
times.
the fucking Konami code. What's happening
on
here?
the Radio Bart episode?
wow, I missed this.
How the fuck would you have found it?
So the
Do you using the Konami code when you're selecting the language?
but they also have the 1992 Butterfinger commercials. So they
I
had
have one of
cool.
those.
they had all the previous Butterfinger commercials in season 2 and 1 DVDs, and this had the 92 ones. And man, the animation is great. Like,
Yeah,
I bet you kids would like some of these new Butterfinger ice cream nuggets.
They sure would have.
Would have.
Crispity, crunchity outside, creamy ice cream inside.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
yeah.
There's
The animation.
literally 10 seconds of animation, but it's so fluid and gorgeous.
Yeah, the animation is really pretty, and I found another commercial that I'd never seen before. So 91 was when the Simpsons video game started really coming
Oh, yeah.
out. What do you got? Bart versus the Space Mutants. I can't reconcile this with myself that the Game Boy's Escape from Camp Deadly came out 2 years before the Camp Krusty episode.
Was it 2 years?
It's about a year.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a year give or take, but it
That's
came out during the
impressive.
second. It came out during the second season.
Okay, I was wondering
and
that when I
Camp
was watching
Krusty's
Camp
the fourth
Krusty.
season, but
Yeah.
we kind of know it was in the works well before that. But I did find I've never seen this commercial before. I thought it was great,
Oh, cool.
mainly because you've never heard a Simpsons character call out a specific video game console by name. But let's
wanna
hear
hear
that
this.
for a second.
Hey kids, it's the Golden Joystick Awards. The most unsportsmanlike conduct on Game Boy. Bart versus the Juggernaut. Yes. The best superhero performance on NES. Bartman meets Radioactive Man. The best performance on SNES. Oops.
Bart's Nightmare! I don't believe it!
Why you little...
Look for a winning Simpsons video game for every system.
Don't forget Krusty's Funhouse.
Look at my touch, man. It's running.
Oh.
So Bart stuffed the ballot box, which makes sense because all of those games suck.
But isn't that crazy to see how get a Simpsons game if you have a console, one exists exclusively for
it's
you.
on every single one, including the thing that you can't see.
Yeah.
Is when he shows off the Krusty Land game. It is every
it's every
fucking
platform.
system.
Game Gear,
It's
Game
too
Boy,
much.
Super Nintendo, Genesis,
Yeah.
Nintendo, NES.
And the Krusty game is a reskinning of a game called Rat Trap.
Yeah.
They just added Simpsons characters
and
to
I
it.
like just in a bitter irony is like the best game.
Really?
Yeah, Krusty's Funhouse is
Yeah.
fine. It's a simple puzzle Lemmings game.
Maybe like one of those Bart's Nightmare mini games might be better. out of like 7.
but then there's like 16 more of them that are fucking
just try
excruciating.
playing
They're all
that
awful.
Maggie Indiana Jones one.
And again, we have on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/lasertime, we have a whole section of just Simpsons streams.
Acclaim made the worst games.
Yeah.
Like, so bad. But also on the DVD, which I forgot about, they actually have the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade footage of that year, just like straight taken from NBC,
wow.
with Katie Couric and old person
That's
lover
what I meant to
Willard
get.
Scott, Willard Scott,
God damn it.
talking over it and just saying like, and this is Bart is here, but don't have a cow, man.
Yeah.
He is doing it's the same old pattern they have every
That
time.
TV troublemaker is back.
But that is a huge deal. Like, as a cartoon character, getting in the Macy's Day Parade is kind of like making it.
And he got into it in a year.
Yeah, in a year.
1 year. As
He was
Homer
probably, at that time, he's probably next to fucking Popeye or Funky Winkerbean.
Garfield.
Hey, Funky!
as Homer said, it turns the parade into a farce.
Yes.
And it's true. But so that was kind of it on the DVDs.
There's one thing that I just remembered that's on the DVDs I did listen to again. It is, I think it's Ozzie Smith's son, or maybe Daryl's. I think it is Ozzie Smith's son doing a Bart impression.
Oh,
they have the
wow.
audio for
Oh, they
that
have that.
on the DVD somewhere.
amazing.
Because on
Man.
the commentary they mentioned that Ozzie Smith's son does a great Bart, and it is pretty good. And you can find it on the DVD.
Before I went through
somewhere.
puberty, I had a great Bart impression.
I think we all
I have it on tape somewhere. I recorded it because I used to call people's answering machines and leave messages as Bart Simpson. Went away as soon as I got that first pube. But the
tends to do
Emmys,
that.
we can talk about the Emmys.
Yeah.
Here I have a little clip.
210. Sunday, you're invited to a pre-Emmy party. Celebrate their 9 Emmy nominations.
Oh my God!
With a special full hour of The Simpsons. Then, it's the 44th Annual Emmy Awards. Join the salute to TV's funniest women. Be there to honor the stars who said goodbye this year. And laugh with today's brightest and hottest comedy stars. Join hosts Tim Allen, Kirstie Alley, and Dennis Miller for the 44th Annual Emmy Awards. Sunday on Fox.
I'm
9
sorry.
Emmys.
9
nominations.
Emmys. One
nominations.
I think only one.
Actually, they won 6 that year, but all for voices.
It's outstanding voiceover performance for 6 different actors.
Yep.
Marsha Wallace is one of those, right?
Nancy,
And
Marsha.
Jackie Mason.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that's right.
They all won it, but meanwhile,
But
the
it's-
writers didn't get anything.
But I think that's.
That
But
made
Henry,
them
I think that's
salty.
one Emmy. They won.
They
won
shared?
the Emmy for
Oh.
outstanding voiceover performance for 6 different people.
I see.
I don't know because like the actual Emmy site doesn't say. They don't even bother to really list what was nominated that year. Other than that, we know Simpsons lost what was outstanding program.
They lost it to Will Vinton. Yeah.
They lost it to Will Vinton's Claymation
I think it
Easter.
was Radio Bart that lost.
It is Radio
Yeah.
Bart that lost.
They wished they had nominated a more sappy episode instead of a fun one. Though that was also the one that Nancy won the acting one for. So the other I looked up 2 old articles from the time period that help with this. One is that Bill Oakley. We don't talk about Oakley and Weinstein because they don't have a credited written episode until season 4.
But
they
there.
were staff writers along with Rob Cohen as well and Frank Mula, who would become writers later in the season. But they were helping with punch up on episodes, but they didn't get an episode until season 4. But Bill Oakley was there, and so from a 2005 No Homers question and answer thing he did.
I've read that one actually.
They asked about episodes that didn't get made. And so this was the one Bill Oakley brought up for season 3. I'm just going to quote his thing here. 30 Simpsons by David M. Stern. A 30-something style look at Homer and Marge's marriage as contrasted by some yuppies who moved in next door. It wasn't the style of the show. It wasn't the style of the show, and much of the material got put in other episodes.
Wow.
So they originally were going to do it. It wasn't I think they even thought of it as a mild crossover episode where they hire the actors from 30-something to play.
It would have ended up being one of the more dated episodes of season
I know.
3, or just of the show in general.
I mean, how dated is that Portlandia episode going to be in 5 years?
Oh god, I forgot they did that. Yeah.
Yep.
I do not know what you're talking about.
I mean,
but-
they had on Fred Armisen and Slater
Carrie
Kinney.
Brownstein?
Yeah. Carrie
Oh,
Brownstein,
I
yeah.
see.
Okay.
But one of the other dated things that happened in 1992. Remember when Simpsons had moved to Thursday nights?
Yeah.
With Star
Against
Craving
the
Dad,
Cos-
Cosby Show, yeah.
to fight the Cosby Show, which would then throw in the towel that year. And
No, season 2 was against Cosby. Season 3, they moved after season 1.
Right.
Season
So
2,
it was Bart Gets an F.
Yeah.
That was the first one against Cosby.
But I couldn't figure out the episode. But in one episode, after the credits, there is an exclusive piece of animation regarding the Simpsons talking about the Cosby Show
my God.
because it's just concluded.
Hey, Dad, how come they're taking the Cosby Show off the air?
Because Mr. Cosby wanted to stop before the quality suffered.
Quality schmality. If I had a TV show, I'd run that sucker into the ground.
Amen, boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe, like, well, at least that part of it panned out.
They knew what they were going to do. Well,
let's reevaluate the quality of the Cosby Show now. Is that even possible?
Well, it was good. It is good if you ignore certain qualities of the main character and star.
I love Theo.
So the thing on that,
Rudy!
I have some thoughts on that. It aired. I pulled up an old article from the night that the Cosby Show aired its finale. They mention in the article that it's running unopposed of new episodes, and that the Simpsons were running an hour of reruns against it. And so they could have just inserted that into the hour of reruns in between the two episodes. That's my theory, but I didn't watch it.
Still clearly like original voice acting done by Nancy Cartwright and Dan Castellaneta.
Recycled animation.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, Bart
Most
just
definitely.
going through like 3 mouth movements for half of that.
Luckily, The Simpsons has plenty of footage of their family watching television.
Oh, yeah.
They could do it forever.
And so the other big news I wanted to mention that is technically kind of affects season 4, but it's really a season 3 thing that got announced January 21st, 1992 in an LA Times article. The Simpsons producers change animation firms. Written by Sharon Bernstein, that says that after 2 years of battles and putting out fires, Gracie Films is working with a different animation company than Klasky Chupo.
That's right.
That they dropped Klasky Chupo, and that the Sam Simon just had a nice thing about it, saying like, there won't be any change in quality or look of the show. We're not going to compromise the quality of the show, and key creative personnel will continue on the show.
That's true.
While meanwhile, all right, so Gabor Chupo, part owner of Klasky Chupo, said Gracie executives were miffed because he refused to comply with their demands for changes in the show's operations.
Exactly.
They asked me if they would bring in their own producers, and I said no. They wanted to tell me how to run my business. A source close to the program confirmed that Gracie executives had been unhappy with the producers of Chupo had assigned to The Simpsons, and said the company also hoped to obtain better wages and working conditions for the animators at Film Roman. Chupo said he expects to lay off all but 35 of 110 animators who had worked on The Simpsons.
What about Rugrats?
Yeah, wait, he was producing like Klasky Chupo would within a couple of years would be producing like 800
That's
episodes.
true. The
of
90s were their decade.
Nothing funnier to close out the 90s and have we watched that Klasky Chupo like sizzle reel together
beautiful.
where they pitch 1900 shows?
Wow, is Duckman one of those?
No, it's
none
all
of them went to air, but they all have like 4 minutes of footage, and it's hysterical.
Oh, man, I have not
you think
seen
it's somebody
that.
making it up?
Yeah.
And it just keeps going.
So great.
So I have sympathy.
The 2000s are going to be a great decade, even better for Klasky Chupo.
we'll
it doesn't exist
Yeah.
anymore.
They died with like rocket power
Totally.
and the Wild Thornberrys crossover.
And we'll mention it in when we get into the 4th season that like there's still a couple more Klasky Chupo episodes.
Yeah,
in
at
the
least
4th
2.
season.
So I have the real story behind this, I guess. At least from Gabor Chupo. It comes from the Unauthorized Oral History by John Ortfed that was published in 2009. I looked this up on Google. And I read this a long time ago, but I needed a refresher. And apparently Gabor Chupo basically said that the writers wanted all these last-minute changes to animation. They wanted us to pay for them. And we pushed back, and they didn't like that. And they said, either you fire your producers or we're going to kick you off the show. And he said, well, just kick us off the show then. And that's why they took the machinery of the animation and moved it to Film Roman. And at some point on the commentaries, you get a vibe of, like, at some point the animators said, no. After a certain point, we will not accept changes. You need to figure this stuff out. And if you want to make changes, they cannot require new animation. Like, I think it was like, you cannot have changes after the animatic comes back. And that's sort of the last step before full animation happens is the animatic. So
even though they still would do retakes, but
yeah,
I think that is fair. Like, they are right to. I think you can hear the writers, even the nice writers on the commentary, say like, "Oh, we didn't realize this caused all this extra pressure to rechange this thing." We're just like, the elves do it. I remember Al Jean said that's what he thought of animation at first. The elves do it, and like, no, suffering cartoonists do it, who are getting paid a lot less than you guys, and who aren't getting like all the great writer guild like extra
or the Emmys or anything like
that,
that,
or the Emmys or any of the love that they want. So,
astonishing that like, given how much animation has changed. That Film Roman, I think, is still doing the show.
They are still the production company, and so but
I was looking at the other dumb things they've done: Garfield and Friends, obviously, but also the Tom and Jerry movie, the Dead Space Downfall straight to DVD promotional film, as well as Dante's Inferno. Lots of EA love.
Though also Phil Roman, who started it, he was an animator on works like the one of the first bits of TV animation that was any good, the How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
And they even worked on Family Guy and King of the Hill.
I was gonna say King of the Hill. They did the animation for that.
But so Film Roman is a good production company. That's more season 4 talk. But I'm on Klasky Csupo. I
wanted to say that the Simpsons won Best Program in the Annie Awards, which it's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's the primary animation awards, and they would go on to sweep that for the next 3 years straight.
Yeah, though oppositely, you hear stories that Gabor kind of sucks, and he's not a great guy. And I just think back to like that first season animation that Klasky Csupo handed The Simpsons, like for the first episode, that almost killed the show. Like that was not what they asked for, and they just like.
But that's the thing. When you look at it, it's more lavish than what they asked for.
Yeah.
It's hard to fault them for like, I thought we were making a cartoon, and Groening had other ideas. And you see how the show has evolved more towards Groening vision, which is literally like a laugh-in sketch.
Based on Gabor's comment, it seems like it was part them getting off on the wrong foot with that first episode, and also part writers not understanding the process of animation and how much work it takes to change a joke that requires a new scene, new characters, new camera angles, new animation, things like that.
You've got James L. Brooks and Hollywood primetime writers are used to a higher status than Saturday morning writers who are just like, I wrote a script, you guys just do it.
And TV animation was changing. Remember, there wasn't a primetime animated show at this point. For a few weeks, John Kay still has a job in animation.
He's almost gone.
Now.
Oh my god, yeah.
We'll get to it.
Well, and also, like Batman the Animated Series is about to premiere, which would change morning. Like animation was, and Simpsons were part of it. Was entering a new age,
That's
like
so great.
a new, I guess, Bronze Age of animation.
I love that because when it comes to like footnotes like that, it's usually a show that fails that ends up pioneering something, and someone piggybacks on that and brings in the quality. But The Simpsons did all that; it pioneered the entire production model for television animation.
Even though guys like John Kay hated The Simpsons, like talked a lot of smack on it,
and then he ended up crawling back to them 20 years later.
Hey, they came back to him twice.
I mean, I got to say it again. Sick Little Monkeys that Bob turned me on to, the definitive exploration of the making of Ren.
But I love that, and I could talk about that with both of you for hours and hours on end.
There's a new edition coming out soon.
Good, because
with more interviews.
Because it makes John Kay look like a dick, but it also makes him very right. He was
about some things.
He was absolutely right in what he was doing. He was trying to go back to Termite Terrace and have a process where people who drew and animated also wrote the show and dictated the content of the show.
Sure.
And when you talk about the writers in The Simpsons referring to people doing the craft as elves because they do not understand the process.
Well, that is kind of like, it's not done in a malicious way, but it is kind of denying the artistry of making a show. Like the anime, like we love the writers. It's easy for me to identify with the writers because that's the job I think I would have.
Yeah.
And so oppositely, I kind of forget the animation does it all.
Yeah.
Like
and that's why that book is fascinating. Like just that an animator is running the show, not a writer. And he's allowing animators to run the show and take forever to do everything because they're writing the show. And Simpsons is my favorite animated show. My favorite cartoons are still Looney Tunes. John Kay was right. I understand the model he was after. It wasn't viable. It hurt a lot of people.
Bob Clampett and Chuck Jones made things on time for the most part. Would actually release animation.
Yeah,
John Kay is still working on a Kickstarted short from 4 years ago.
A lot of uncredited and underpaid people drawing shit. I said that in front of like you guys weren't here, and like it was just animation's built on the back of slave labor, and like what are you talking about? And like, do you really not know this? Like, it still is. Like, for the most part,
do it. You got to send it to Korea.
You have to send it to a foreign country and exploit them.
Disney and Warner Brothers used women instead of Koreans to paint things. And do it.
Disney's one of the few companies that didn't do that. Like, it's mostly done
by
dames. People. Some dames, lots of dames, lots of uncredited dames.
I mean, there is that famous story of a woman sending a letter to Walt Disney saying, I want to be an animator, and him replying saying that your womanly arms just aren't good for it. Like,
can you
not
sit up-
exactly that, but
How could you sit upright with those breasts of yours
He just-
dangling to and fro?
he discourages her from becoming an animator because she is a woman. Like that is the only thing. But that's all the season 3 stuff
I have
got,
some stuff I'm
other
saving,
than the comments.
but I wanted to go through the comments, the feedback from
All right.
other people.
Yeah, let's hear it.
First I didn't want
Because these are always fascinating because we have to talk about The Simpsons in a prolonged fashion, and I love that we project who we were and what we were doing on the episode whenever we talk about the episodes,
Yeah.
and seeing that the comment section has become that for other people.
I
love that.
I got
Yeah.
rid of a lot of ones that were just correcting us on things. Like, I appreciate your corrections,
All of
but
them have been very nice, though. Like,
Yes.
I run a video game podcast, and the corrections are often mean
It's
and
the
questioning my
worst.
credibility. Like,
Yeah.
how dare you host a podcast,
Somebody
idiot?
just, if I can take a moment to waste everyone's time, on 30-2010, you guys mentioned Robotech the movie and didn't mention, like, did you hear the first half of one sentence? Like, we totally say all that. What is with the predilection of the
That's
internet
like-
to correct people?
That's like every SoundCloud comment because
Wow.
they can correct you on the fly. Like, I haven't even finished listening to this, but I want to correct you.
yeah, like, Jesus, listen, we'll bring up all that.
But not you kind Patreon people. You never do that.
so Nuclear Astro Jesus said on the Stark Raving Dad comments, the song Bart sings about Lisa's teeth is set to the Colonel Bogey March,
Yeah.
which is an old military march. Making up silly lyrics has been a thing for soldiers. Hitler has only got one ball, and children going back long, long ago. To modern audiences, it's
Colonel.
colon L. But also, he says most people would associate with Bridge on the River Kwai, though there's also the Comet song that kids. So there's the Comet version, which is the one. Comet.
Wow.
It makes your teeth turn green. Comet. It tastes like gasoline. Comet. It makes you vomit. So eat some Comet and vomit today.
So Bart was plagiarizing, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
the kids, but it's telling you to eat Comet bleach. That's the
Yeah.
joke. It's kids singing about what eating Comet bleach will do for you. So that is
beautiful.
the thing.
I learned that for the first time.
Jen Eric wrote, Bob Mackey has
What?
said he doesn't intend to do the entire show and stop once the show gets bad.
We will be dead
But
before
do you-
we can ever finish this.
But do you
I
guys
will.
do you guys know when that period would be? Most people agree season 9 and 10 is a tipping point, but I've also seen people argue season 7 and 8 was while good was a massive step down.
And this is kind of where I call bullshit. I think there's some objective reasons of why The Simpsons early period is really good, but most of it is based on who you are and where you were. And so, like,
Yeah, a lot of it is.
having to realize, because, like, the classic episodes are so much better. I'm like, you know what they have that the new episodes don't? 20 years of reruns.
Yeah, your mind share.
And when I put the cutoff when The Simpsons I fell out of interest, it was I put it around South Park's fourth or fifth seasons, and then I was like, why did I do that? Because it's not a better show, and I didn't consider South Park superior to The Simpsons, and I can't watch one or the other. It was me going to college when I lost television, and like in the dorm room you could get South Park. Like, rooms were watching South Park. They were having viewing parties of South Park, rewatching South Park, but not The Simpsons. But yeah, that's when I fall off, 1999 or 2000.
Yeah, I would say the last one, if I were to stop us watching one just because I think I just complained too much on the later episodes, it would probably be the boy band episode or the spring break episode.
Season 11, I'm guessing?
11,
Mine was the
yeah.
horse racing episode where I was like, what the fuck is
boy,
this?
That one also sucks. But though maybe it even ended the end of season 12 because the behind the music episode
Yeah.
ends with Homer. It's a good episode, but it also is like the blow up the series episode, and it ends with Homer saying, "This is the last."
It's the last Scully one, right?
It's the last Scully
Yeah.
one, and it is them just like torching the place on the way out, which was also what Armin Tamzarian was too.
Yeah.
Was burning the bridge on the way out,
Even-
as was Cape Fear.
Even though
Like,
I've seen that Armin Tanzarian episode so many times, like, it doesn't bother me as much as it used to. It's just a thing that
I've
happened.
always liked it, and this is
Yeah.
going to be controversial. We'll get to that in a few
But,
years.
but,
Ah.
the, but the first one I really watched that just made me go like, I don't want to record this anymore. I think was the spring break one, just because like when when Kid Rock was on, I was like, this is terrible jokes. Like, this is old people writing about what they think kids
Oh,
think.
that's actually one of my fall-off episodes was the Frank Grimes episode. I think I've
I
mentioned
like
it before.
Grimy. I do like
that. Could be the best season, like series finale ever.
Yeah.
Just like kind of hammering it in, like the person you like is an asshole.
Yeah.
And the show
Like
is
someone.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that was officially a look of like, well, the writers have just turned on the show, and
I think so.
I found it baffling when I saw it for the first time.
My theory
But now I
is-
love it.
My theory is, and I think it can be corroborated with various sources, including that unauthorized Simpsons biography, in Simpsons oral history, where the season 7 and 8, the Oakley and Weinstein years, were the last time the writers literally killed themselves, not literally, but almost killed themselves to make the show. Like, there are stories in that, there are accounts of, like, we are up until 3 in the morning naming Colonel Leslie Happablap because we want that name to be a good name.
That's one of my favorite names.
Killing
in history.
yourselves over the smallest jokes. They had a much better
Scully-
working environment after that in terms of their own health, but I feel like killing yourselves for that comedy is what made The Simpsons good, and they no longer did that after Oakley and Weinstein left.
and the Scully and Max Stone Graham episodes are just full of like their contempt for making the show.
Yeah.
And also just like kind of looking at the audience like, how dare you even complain we did a horse racing episode before? Like,
I don't even remember why I was mad, but when I
mentioned
mention it, people seem to understand.
Yeah,
and when they killed Maude,
yeah.
like it was just so mean.
There are
It
a
was
lot of
so cruel.
There's a lot of great screw you jokes to the viewer in the
Yeah.
Merkin era, but I don't think they had contempt for you. But I did feel like contempt in the Scully years, where it's like, yes, we're doing this joke, and fuck you if you don't like
Because it
it.
can,
Well, I mean, in the
can
Mer-
work. One of my favorite jokes ever was Snake trying to get his car back that from Homer
Oh, yeah.
with the drawstring
His
across.
little
and-
bandit.
arm cut off.
Yes,
was,
and
was really
Kirk
creepy.
Kirk
Van
Van
Houten.
Houten.
Yeah, holding
Like,
the
I said I
sandwich.
wanted this sandwich sliced in half, and it slices his arm. Ow! I love it's one of my favorite jokes ever.
I can accept Kirk Van Houten getting
and
like
and the
murdered.
show had
Yeah.
to have existed for 10 years in order to make it because it
Yes.
has to have an expectation.
But yeah, the also generic asks, will we ever do a Simpsons movie episode? I know
I
Bob
hope so.
really dislikes it, but everyone
Yes.
else
Oh, Bob's
seems to
wrong.
show.
I'm on the record saying no, it's good, but I feel like the insecurities of making the Simpsons movie kind of crept up on the movie itself and made it worse than it could have been.
You can hear some really interesting things about the animation process from Sausage Party.
Yeah.
The production of Sausage Party, because it was spearheaded by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and they're like, well, we write shit fast, and like, if we think this is funny, we're going to go for it. Whereas animation is all about second guessing yourself for fucking years.
Yes.
And like, and the animation studio was like, we don't want to do another thing on this. Like, no, we thought it was funny. Let's just go for it.
Well-
and we can fail. I don't know, the animation, but that's the beauty of animation. And I say this all the time, is that unlike every other kind of movie, like Pinocchio can still be shown to people, and it's a very fucking old film. Everybody in that movie smokes.
They're all dead.
But it looks compelling to kids and adults all the time forever.
My argument is, I feel like they did not have the confidence they should have had making a Simpsons movie. In which, if you listen to the commentary, I recommend you do. Every joke, there are people on the commentary saying, "Oh, this joke played well in Phoenix," or "This joke played well in Sacramento." Like talking
Yeah.
about what the test audiences think.
They
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You wrote this
yes.
show.
Move
not
on,
caring about what
divorce
people
yourself,
thought. Exactly.
do better next time. And in the next episode we will talk about was supposed to be the Simpsons movie.
They
It could have been, yeah.
So yes, they overtested the movie. That is true. But what I like,
Fourth season, they were supposed to have a movie.
what
Also,
I
oh,
loved,
yeah.
what I loved about the movie was that I saw it as the culmination of all their commentary tracks. To that point,
I can
They've
see that
done
for
all
sure,
those
yeah.
commentary tracks, and it's when they worked with all their old writers. They're like, hey, we still like each other. Let's hire all the first 4 season writers back, or all the ones we can get. Kogan and Wolodarski, Jeff Martin, Schwartzwelder, Richard Sakai. They all, John Vitti, all worked on the movie. Like, they all were brought in, and they had like multiple writers' room working on it. Like, I really appreciated that about it. And there's some bits in it like, this is hilarious.
There are great.
I watched it
jokes.
recently. It's amazing.
There are great
It's
jokes
really
in the movie,
good.
and it looks better than The Simpsons will ever look ever. Period.
Yes, it looks more like an early season episode because they take more chances and do all this weird shit, all these fun things that remind you that The Simpsons are a cartoon and not a drag and drop box of like situation.
And and it was an experience to watch it with an audience.
I did
really
enjoy
loved it.
being there in the moment in a movie theater watching The Simpsons. That
And
will
now
never happen
it's-
again.
And now it's 9 years old.
I can quote it.
Yeah.
I still quote it. There are so many like really funny Simpsons gags in it. I am General Marriott Sweets. I'm Tom Hanks. The
But I feel
government's
like-
run out of credibility, so it's borrowing borrowing some of mine.
It's thanks to Harry Shearer that Mr. Burns is not the villain of the movie, where he should be the villain.
Yeah.
And they don't spend enough time in Springfield. And
but
also,
it's still Albert Brooks, which is great.
He's great. He should be Hank Scorpio.
It doesn't make sense. I agree.
That should not be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Tough,
it doesn't
tough,
look like him.
soft,
No.
tough.
I mean,
soft,
And
those-
that kid should be Milhouse, period.
Those are the yes.
Yeah.
All right. But see, we've got enough to talk about. We could totally do that.
But
I could do
if,
it.
if you're asking about that, like,
Movie
and I have to,
podcast.
I'm going to put Bob on the hook.
Oh, no.
And you, Henry. Laser Time has a Monday night movie.
Ooh.
The movie
Just do
within
it.
less than 12 months will be 10 years old.
I will not be as grumpy if I'm with people watching it.
Dude, it is great. I've watched it several times recently. It's
All right.
awesome.
Okay, so Malaka #1 said in the Homer Defiant comments, John, this is a correction, but I liked it. Lovitz didn't make up the Greek, he's saying. He just pronounced some words very poorly. They do translate They do translate to "it is his joy to work," and that doesn't make a ton of sense grammatically. But Greek is a pretty tough language, so on behalf of my people, I'll cut him and the writers some slack.
Yeah, he did a good enough job. I think Lovitz.
Ait says AETT said in the Bart the Lover comments, the yo-yo people actually did visit my school for a special presentation. And naturally they sold yo-yos to everyone
course they
afterwards.
did.
I've never liked them, so I didn't want to get one, but just about everyone else did. I have to admit, the peer pressure was really hard to resist. Fortunately, everyone got tired of them almost immediately. Oh, and our gym teacher bought 2 big boxes of yo-yos, and he would let us play with them on the playground on days in which he was too tired to have us do anything.
Hungover.
Yeah, I was going to say hungover.
Yeah.
Yes.
And here's the secret. A yo-yo is almost exactly the same as a guitar. You need to practice for a few months before you have any idea what you're doing. And yo-yos
What is this
are
thing?
like
Yeah.
cheap kids objects, and like, I can't do any of this. This is taking forever. Fuck this thing.
Laser Time podcast user Tim Allen said on the Dog of Death episode, here's a fun story. I first saw this episode in syndication after losing the second of 2 Great
wow.
Danes to a twisted stomach, also referred to as bloat.
It's real?
When I was 9 or 10,
This
and
is why I
rem-
love the comment section.
and I remember it was the only Simpsons episode that ever made me actually cry.
Aw,
I was
wow.
a tender young man. And then lastly, I have Alexander on the Colonel Homer comments said the Homer Simpson's waifu tier list. At the top of the waifu, in case you're not a weeb,
Yes.
waifu means your imaginary or your fictional wife, like the best.
What if that's your living girlfriend?
So at #1 is Mindy Simmons. 2 is Lurleen Lumpkin. 3 is
Debatable.
Marianne, proprietor of Marianne's Hammocks. He gets in the hammock with
We
you.
don't see her.
4, the model who giggles and says, "Oh, you,"
Oh,
when
you.
someone asks about a car.
hasn't
5,
happened yet.
Princess Cashmere. And 6, the unnamed Greek woman who has her clothes torn off in the erotic adventures of Hercules.
Cyclops stole my clothes.
Well, that did bring me to what I wanted to bring up with you guys. Like, as far as new characters introduced, so I'm trying to stay away from like side characters, maybe people who appeared again. They mentioned Lurleen Lumpkin. We also had introduced Rabbi Herschel Kristofsky.
Excuse us, Rabbi Kristofsky?
Oh, what can I do for you, my young friend?
We came to talk to you about your son.
I have no son!
Oh, great. We came all this way and it's the wrong guy.
I didn't mean that literally.
Fucking love this character. I loved what was it?
Leon Kapowski, yeah.
Who are you? Hi, I'm Michael Jackson from the Jacksons.
I'm Homer Simpson from The Simpsons.
New character introduced. Who likes Samantha Stinky?
Attention, class, I have a new student for you.
Great, another student. Just keep packing them in, Seymour.
I think we should discuss this later, Edna. Now, it's never easy to come to a new school, so let's make her feel right at home. Please say a big elementary school hello to Samantha Stinky.
Stanky.
Oh, right. How embarrassing for you. Well, goodbye.
I love it.
We also had introduced Fat Tony.
You're 8 hours early for work. I like that.
Did you kill my principal?
Chinese guy with a mustache?
No, my principal!
That Skinner guy? No, we didn't kill him. Nobody move. You're all under arrest for the murder of Seymour Skinner.
What's a murder?
Don't play dumb with me. Cuff him, boy.
The whole fucking
I
scene
feel like
is.
Fat Tony is the one season 3 introduced character that kind of stuck around for
Well,
a long time. I mean,
tried to
Sideshow
use-
Mel was season 2, right? He was introduced in season 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
without speaking.
And this guy never came back, but he's still my favorite one-off character.
Homer, could we have a word with you? No. I must have phrased that badly. My English is how you say inelegant. I meant to say, may we have a brief, friendly chat? No. Once again, I failed. We request the pleasure of your company for a free exchange of ideas.
And last but not least, original Ralph is now gone.
Yeah.
She certainly tamed that horse.
Yes, but what man can tame her?
Oh wait, no, there's one more bad Ralph in the fourth season.
Yes, in the Love That and Chewing Gum Walk. Or,
Yeah,
no,
he'll be in Lisa Beauty
Yeah,
Queen.
very
That
Wrigley.
is the death of intelligent Ralph.
But yes, who was your favorite character of all those?
I would have to go with Fat Tony just
Fat
because
Tony?
he had the most life left in him. They did not. When did they bring him back? What's the next episode with Fat Tony? Season 5?
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it hasn't. I mean, yeah, I can't recall when his next appearance is, but he became almost a regular, and he's
really cool of Joe Mantegna because I was introduced to him through some mafia movie and Airheads. So he was like,
Airheads, yeah.
he was like an above the board like movie star, and he said to The Simpsons like, "I'll come back whenever you fucking need me." And he said that when he was at like the height of his popularity.
Unlike Alex Rocco, who I think they replaced at least once or twice, actually twice. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
For
then they would
Roger
bring
Myers,
him back.
yeah.
And R.I.P. Alex Rocco. But all right, so what is your favorite and least favorite episode of this season? Is a question I asked you.
What's
guys.
your favorite new character, Henry?
Oh, my favorite new character is Fat Tony. I mean, Leon Kompowski is great.
I'm just going to give it to Rabbi Herschel Christofsky because he did come back once.
You mean it literally?
Yes, he came back for
twice.
Krusty's bar mitzvah
Yeah.
at least season 14 or 15 or 16.
And then for his death in the other episode.
Jesus Christ,
yeah.
that's right. Recently, right?
Very recent.
Like, who will we kill? The one guy, the voice actor who might die soon?
Yes, who is dead. But so, my favorite episode of the season, it was almost, I'm going to say Burns were Coffin to Kraftwerk. I think that the German stuff is so
It's
great.
really good.
It's the best Burns stuff. It's got the Land of Chocolate. Phil Hartman is on fire in it too. It's so great. And also like Snappy the alligator, even little stuff like Snappy, like so many great moments in it. And my least favorite of the season is not really fair because it's a production season 2-1 and it was their most troubled production. But Flanders failed. Just when Flanders failed, just isn't great. Like, and it feels like a season 1 episode.
We were just
really.
Dave was just talking to me about how much he hated that episode, and then I was making a reference to it because the scene where Homer's laughing with his mouth full is up there with the funniest things that happened in the third season.
Yeah,
and
him turning purple.
It's
quite great. Yeah.
So good.
But Homer's just an asshole, and then it's just a kind of a cheap cheeseball ending, and it looks hideous. Like
it looks really bad. Yeah,
I believe I said it on the episode we did it on, but Radio Bart is the perfect Simpsons episode. It employs every member of Springfield to a beautiful and brief degree. Has an awesome guest star moment. It has the heart that current Simpsons episodes sort of lack,
and a great song.
It's just like Radio Bart is everything.
Chuck E. Cheese.
I was going to choose Radio Bart, but you stole it, Chris. So my second choice is Flaming Moe's.
Yeah,
we have the fantastic Cheers parody. We have Aerosmith at their peak. I no longer like them, but I was totally psyched to see them on The Simpsons. And a great story with Moe, probably the first real central Moe story that we've had so far.
And you get a secret jab at Mac Groening by Sam Simon.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And my least favorite is the Tracy Ullman dog episode. What's it called?
That was last season.
Yeah, was it? Nah, my bad.
You're thinking of Bart's Dog Gets Enough, but I'm with Henry. My least favorite episode is When Flanders Failed. For the kind of like little sweet ending, they don't really hang any kind of like lampshade on.
They literally sing. In the ending, like
there's no irony to it at all.
Yeah.
It seems like it's from another show.
But it is still season 3 really great. It's my 4th favorite season because I would put 4, 5, and 6 ahead of it.
I mean, to be honest, like we have, I think we can confirm we've already watched parts of the 4th season for the show. Yeah. I've always defended season 3 as like when the show really finds its legs, but 4 is so much better. Like everything about it.
I mean, yeah, there's no
immediately.
My favorite episode, if I were to rank every episode from season 3 and 4 together, I don't think there's many season 3 episodes I'd put ahead of a season 4 episode. And there are a couple season 4 episodes that are my all-time favorite, like top 5 Simpsons ever are in season 4.
And I did triple check this. I've seen seasons 1 through 3 more because I bought them digitally on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And they are the only early seasons available digitally. They jumped to season 20 after that. You can't buy anything between 3 and 20 to this day. FXX, that app and a cable subscription is your only option for streaming The Simpsons online legally.
All horribly cropped.
Did anybody else want to say something? I had one quick thing I wanted to get out there.
No, I mean, I love 3. I feel like if it didn't have such a slow start, it would be on par with 4 in my eyes. And they lost a little bit of that heart, I think, in 4. Just a little bit. I think 3 has more of a heart to it. But, I mean, they exchanged that for a lot of great jokes. So I can give it up.
They talk about in the season 4 commentaries that Brother from Another Planet, that they felt got too mean and too silly, and that there was the behind-the-scenes story that James L. Brooks showed that episode to Dave Merkin and said, I don't want anything like this anymore.
I like that episode.
I love Brother from Another.
I was kind of shocked to hear that on those commentaries 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give a quick salute, because I had to Barney Gumble, who I've said over and over again made me laugh so much this season in one-off jokes. And it just multiple times, though.
It's the last season where he's a person and not a joke to be made in the background after everyone else talks.
Yeah, and just every single time he appears in this season, I crack the fuck up. This is from Black Widow.
Give some of that honey this way. Holy free holies! We've got 10 minutes to MacGyver. Driver, here's a fin. Get me home and don't spare the whip.
Whatever you say, Mom.
That fucking... Can't even move on. Barney arguing with Wade Boggs over the best British Prime Minister.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
And I say England's greatest Prime Minister was Lord Palmerston.
Hit the elder.
Lord Palmerston.
Hit the elder.
Okay, you asked for it, Boggs.
Yeah, that's showing him, Barney. Hit the elder.
Lord Palmerston.
Wouldn't it be weird if Barney is like the MVP of season 3?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a case for that right now.
Every time he shows up, I'm excited. I mean, I think Patty and Selma also. This is their last season. They really, really shine in a lot of episodes.
Them meeting one another.
My friend and I have a bet. Are you Mary Tyler Moore? Wow, it really is you.
One of 2 times Barney is maced and then burps.
Yes.
And we also have the trilogy of women going into a tub in ecstasy in this season. So that's a weird trilogy as
And
well.
lastly, this is, as a kid, I thought was so funny. Barney comes to see Homer when Homer is left alone in Homer Alone.
Hi, Barney. Thanks for keeping me company. No problem. Well, if it isn't little Bart.
It's Maggie.
Remember your Uncle Barney? Hey, Homer, let me hold him. All right, but just be careful. Whoa! Someone smells stinky! Oh, it's me.
There were so many great Barney jokes. When Barney was looking for his lost dog, and he's like, he's in here somewhere.
Right, and then we have omelets.
Well, yeah, and
I feel
also,
like we don't see his apartment for a long time after this. We see a lot of his apartment in this season.
And he's like, you want a bed at night? Try sleeping on one of these. Just passed out on a conch shell.
And just as recently as the season finale, Brother, Can You Spare 2 Dimes?
All right, a peanut!
Fucking Barney is the MVP for me for season 3.
Surprised there was no burp after that.
Yeah.
They were very, they had a lot of self-control.
You can't burp
there.
upside down, Bob. You'll vomit.
Barney could do both.
Yeah, he was really great, and as I mentioned multiple times over this season, he'll be supplanted by Lenny and Carl because Lenny and Carl jokes can be with Homer at work or the bar, and so I think they're just functionally better for that. Though, if we talk about the late season stuff, when Lenny became like this pincushion punching bag thing, I didn't like that as much. Like, let's have a horrible thing happen to Lenny.
He kept getting things in his eyes,
Yeah.
like springs and jigsaw puzzle pieces,
Yes. Or also the coin stuck in his head.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ooh boy.
So I'd like to close out the show, because I think we're at about that point, with the thing you've never seen before.
Ooh.
This is Oprah Winfrey doing a behind-the-scenes tour. She just talked to Jodie Foster about Age of Innocence or some such nonsense we would never watch. But she goes behind the scenes on The Simpsons.
And from there, we're heading on to Springfield, USA, to talk to America's most popular dysfunctional family, The Simpsons. I should never have asked Marge about that hair.
Yeah.
So was this before or after she had the Ninja Turtles on her show? Because this was a very
that is like the one red mark on Oprah's history for me.
No, she had a lot of trashy episodes in the 80s. Everybody did.
Yeah, her show was mostly trashy until like probably the mid 90s, where it was like, I'm gonna sit down and talk to you, touch your knee, you're gonna tell me about your problems.
No, you're right. It was very tabloidy and stuff like. But she was still at this point, like I would say, we just did 30-20-10, where her like in '86, where her show. It's '86 where her show goes national. So right now she's 8 years into.
She was Chicago, right?
Yeah.
She dated Roger Ebert. That's why I know.
Yeah, he did that. He's the one who helped her do that. But she is at the height of her popularity. It cannot be understated. So she's going on The Simpsons, and there's a great behind-the-scenes package from the season.
Well, The Simpsons come to her. Like, it's on her show.
It's on her show, but she goes to the production studio. So within this like 12-minute package is like, you can see Conan O'Brien and all the writers around. And just a couple things you don't ever see again.
I know you were pretty confident from the beginning that it would do well. Did you ever expect this?
I had a secret fantasy in my heart that it was going to be a real big thing, but I didn't know how that would manifest itself. I didn't understand that it meant bootleg statues and T-shirts and craziness and people spray painting Bart on the side of my house and that kind of thing. So
that's Matt Groening talking to Oprah.
Young Matt Groening,
for real, like not a hint of gray. What I also like is one of the only times I've seen Julia Kavner talk about on camera about being
Mike
Marge.
Reese really was fat then. He wasn't kidding.
I really wish I could just like take him into a character editor and just move his eyes a little further apart.
I personally think that Marge is a wonderful person. I think that she has very strong, solid ethics and morality and has a great sex life.
And that's one of the things we did learn from The Simpsons watching it as an adult this year, is that Marge does have a great sex life.
Yeah, especially in the season premiere 4. But
but I'm getting to something here. But that is the only time I've seen Julia Kavner on camera talking about The Simpsons and Marge.
Rare.
She has not done that since. She says she won't do it again.
I mean, she did it in the but she left halfway through. She did it at the inside the actor's studio.
Yeah, I found out what happened with that whole thing. She didn't leave because she was offended. She left because she literally had to like move her car.
But here is the greatest thing of all. This is Oprah. So, and The Simpsons understand how important that is. And I was just watching this just naturally. And so you guys have not seen this, right?
No,
I have not.
I think I've uncovered something here. Hopefully we'll put this on our YouTube channel. We'll put this in the Patreon post so you can see it for yourself. This is how Oprah closes her interview with Matt Groening.
Lord me, I'm staggered.
Yeah. So do you think there's any chance I could meet them?
The Simpsons?
The Simpsons.
In person?
Yeah, I would like to.
Well, you'll have to go to Springfield.
So what do you think that means?
They animated it, didn't they? I remember this now.
How? Like this has not been seen ever.
Bad green screen, probably, right?
No,
Okay.
this is.
So I'm here in Springfield, USA, and I'm looking for 742 Evergreen Terrace.
It's really weird hearing Oprah be so specific about Simpsons trivia.
Yeah, I don't know if they had that address at this point. I mean, it felt like they didn't say it as much.
This is an audio show, but I want to say to the listeners, you guys have the luxury of looking at what I'm about to show you because this is an exclusive piece of Simpsons animation starring the entire cast, fully animated, and featuring Oprah. It has never been seen anywhere but Oprah's show. It's been removed from YouTube several times, so I'll make sure to put it on Facebook where everything flies, and I'll even attribute it with who did this, which is Facebook's version of attribution.
I thought it was tomorrow. You'll edit that underwear thing out, won't you, Oprah?
It's Oprah, and I think we'll leave it in.
Please, Oprah.
No.
Oprah, I really enjoy your show. Especially the program about couples who...
Did you try it?
Well, I wanted to, but Homer said it was against nature.
Whoa.
What are they talking about?
This is a fully
69ing?
But this is a fully written and produced mini episode of The Simpsons starring Oprah.
I mean, they drew a parody. Well, not a parody, but they Simpsonized Oprah.
Yeah.
Like, they went into that effort.
And of
to
all
do
the
it.
clip episodes, like, how did this not make it in? I remember being a big Letterman fan, and like Letterman loved Beavis and Butthead. He's in the movie. And Mike Judge loved Letterman, and he went on Letterman. He's like, I just made an animated sequence for you, just about you. And eventually that ended up as an episode of Beavis and Butthead because it's too expensive of a gift to give somebody.
Is Fox just not license this from her?
It should be on a DVD.
No, but it doesn't really make sense because they're talking about being TV show characters.
Guess so.
For the
but
most part.
It's so strange. I got to watch this whole thing.
Lisa, what's it like being the middle child in this family?
To give you an honest answer would reveal the deep cracks in our quote-unquote happy family.
Oprah, may I address your TV audience?
Of course.
In this difficult age we live in, crap, 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 crap.
You little jerk!
Marge.
So I'll do my best to get this up on our YouTube channel.
The world has to see
and
this.
Facebook, and you can see Marge makes Oprah's hair up to look like hers. It's
That's
very
crazy.
strange. It's
I actually
beautiful.
thought of one thing, if you don't mind me mentioning it.
No, Bobby.
So I think we missed this last year. The "Monster in the Mirror" song on Sesame Street ends with "The Simpsons." Are you aware of this?
No.
It is literally the celebrity version of "Monster in the Mirror" with a bunch of celebrities like Whoopi Goldberg, and it ends with "The Simpsons." It's a song by Grover. So you need to go to not the original, but the celebrity version, because it came out like a few years later. I think it's that one, yeah. Grover's coming in.
Hey, Wubba, man!
Bart!
Wow.
That's basically it.
Is that the 90s? Like, that sounds like the 70s.
That's 1991. It was a remastered version of a Grover song, and in the end...
I could go on about that for... Sesame Street, like, it's moving to HBO, how dare it? And, like, Sesame Street is so not what it was. It's not the only thing on television for kids. It doesn't have every year a best-selling album on the charts, which it did forever. It's not the highest-selling kids toy, which it always was for 20 years.
If you watch this video, it's like the biggest stars of 1991 are in this video.
They all love Sesame Street.
Well, it's a public service for children. It's in 69, and The Simpsons is close to its legacy.
Grover is an underrated monster.
He's great.
He's
I
so
agree.
much better than Elmo.
He kicks Elmo's ass.
I love Elmo. He's the best.
He's fine.
Super Grover, all the way, man.
I think that sounds like season 3 wrap up.
So that's the end of our season 3 wrap up. Thank you so much, Patreons, for making this possible. We made like 60 episodes of this show so far, and I love doing it. I love watching these episodes again with a fine-tooth comb, finding out what every joke means, what every line means, and just watching it more attentively than I ever have, even though I've seen these episodes like 30 to 40 times by this point.
I'm realizing how long it's been since I've seen the 4th season as we prepare to go into that
same
one.
here, yeah, and those awful menus. I hate them so much.
But it can't, like, God, so many of my all-time favorites are in season 4. I can't wait. Duffless, Marge versus the Monorail, Mr. Plow, which I think Last Exit to Springfield, though Mr. Plow I think is the best of season 4.
You might be right about that.
But I will find out in
Together.
6 months from now when we say what our favorite episodes are in the season 4 wrap up.
Oh, why don't we save the plugs? You guys already paid your dues. Whoever's listening to this, unless you stole it from a friend, please consider supporting us.
Please
supporting me because none of you guys are directly benefiting.
That's true. Chris needs to live. I've got food in my mouth.
I am starving. I am starving, and I don't have health insurance. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening to Talking Simpsons.
Yeah, and stay tuned for season 4. It's going to be so much fun, and it's going to be even more fun from now on. So please enjoy.
Wubba, 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 wubba. Yes, if you wubba me, then I will wubba you. If you wubba me, then I will wubba you.
Yes, if you wubba me, then I will wubba you. If you wubba me, then I will wubba you. Going wubba, wubba, wubba is the thing to do. Every time you wubba, I will wubba you.
Hey, wubba, man.
Bart!